Welcome to Casual Nerd Reactions. My name is Chris, and today I'm watching Miracle on 34th Street, the 1947 version in black and white. Now, this is the final Christmas movie this year that was voted on by my patrons, so thank you for those who support me on Patreon. I value your support and your input in helping me determine what movies to watch. Now, I have seen the 90s version of this from when I was a kid. Do I remember it? Not at all. So, I don't know. I've definitely never seen this movie in this version, so I'm really excited to take a look back in 1947 to A Miracle on 34th Street. So if you're ready to watch the movie with me, like, subscribe, and let's experience Miracle on 34th Street for the very first time. Awkward.
You've got them mixed up.
What?
You're making a mistake.
I'm sure he doesn't want to hear this.
You've got Cupid where Blitzen should be. A Dasher. Oh, Dasher should be on my right-hand side.
So we're starting right off with this guy who clearly thinks he's Santa Claus. And maybe he is. I don't know. Honestly, I don't. He clearly loves Christmas, and that's nice. I wish I still loved Christmas as much as he does, or I did when I was a kid. Maybe after this movie I will. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey.
You three, you're on the pirate float.
She seems stressed.
Something's got to be done.
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Shellhammer, but I've got enough to do to take care of the people.
Dear,
Well, that guy is clearly not fit to be Santa. Oh, real Santa's not having it. He's gonna take care of this right now. Oh, he's drunk. Oh,
You've been drinking.
he smells it.
It's cold. A man's got to do something to keep warm.
Does drinking help you keep warm?
You're a disgrace to the tradition of Christmas, and I refuse to have you malign me in this fashion.
Jingle bells.
Wow, he's like all the way drunk. Like, are you kidding me?
By drinking, you know it's not allowed. Could you be Santa Claus? Have you had any experience?
Oh,
Little.
Oh, please, you've got to help me out.
he's a great Santa. What do you know?
Wonderful. He's the best we've ever had, and he didn't need any petting.
Am I in the audience supposed to just accept, oh, this is the real Santa? Or am I supposed to be like, oh, he's a cute, crazy old man? I don't know which way I should be leaning right now. Maybe I'm supposed to be questioning,
Where's Susan? She's watching the parade.
Oh, where? With whom?
With that Mr. Gailey who lives in the front apartment. He's so very fond of Susan. When he asked me, well, I didn't think you'd mind.
Well, I guess it's all right.
I don't know any fairy tales.
Aw.
My mother thinks they're silly. I don't know whether my father thinks they're silly or not. You see, my father and mother were divorced when I was a baby.
Wow. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, in 1947 was a movie featuring a single mom, like, controversial in any way, or was it normal by that point?
Hello, Mother.
Hello, dear.
Aw.
I want to thank you for being so kind to Susan. Cleo tells me that you took them to the zoo yesterday.
Aw.
That's right. But I also want to meet you.
There goes Santa Claus.
Oh, don't even mention the name.
I see she doesn't believe in Santa Claus either. No Santa Claus, no fairy tales, no fantasies of any kind.
She doesn't have an imaginative childhood. It's a shame.
Mother, I was thinking, we've got such a big turkey for dinner, and there are only two of us. Couldn't we invite Mr. Gailey?
She's a good wingman.
Did I ask our eyes?
Oh, yes. Rat it out.
Dinner's at 3.
3? Is that dinner or lunch?
Yes.
I love that they're in cahoots. That's adorable.
I tell you, Mrs. Walker, he's stupendous. Everybody's crazy about him. So is Mr. Macy.
Well, hire him by all means. It's perfectly all right with me.
So he is the real Santa. Based on the fact that she doesn't believe in Santa, he has to be the real Santa because we have to help this child believe and have an imaginative childhood. Or something like that.
Before you go up on the floor, I just want to give you a few tips on how to be a good Santa Claus. You're right. Now, you'll find that a great many children will be undecided as to what they want for Christmas. When that happens, you immediately suggest one of these items.
Ooh. He doesn't like that.
Imagine
Making a child take something it doesn't want. That's what I've been fighting against for years. The way they commercialize Christmas.
I want a fire engine just like the big one.
Macy's ain't got any. Nobody's got any.
You'll get your fire engine.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, Mom's about to let him have it.
What's the matter with you? Don't you understand English? I tell you, Macy's ain't got any. Nobody's got any.
Now, you don't think I would have said that unless I was sure, do you? You can get those fire engines at Schoenfeld's on Lexington Avenue.
Oh, you can't be a Macy's Santa
Sending people to the store.
and do that.
Me.
Well, the only important thing is to make the children happy.
I agree, though.
I don't get it.
Honestly, that's good business.
No? I just don't get it.
I think that's brilliant. I feel like that's going to make me more loyal to a store. They helped me get what I want, even though they didn't have it. I think that's beautiful.
Now, we've got skates, and they're very good, too, but they're not quite good enough. You go to Gimbel's. They'll have exactly what you're looking for. There you are. Yeah.
He's mad. Of all the stores, Gimbel's.
I want to congratulate you and Macy's on this wonderful new stunt you're pulling. Imagine a big outfit like Macy's putting the spirit of Christmas ahead of the commercial. From now on, I'm going to be a regular Macy customer.
Yay.
There are 6 more women out there who want to thank you.
Not now. I've got to think this thing over.
If only good principles in life reap the rewards so quickly, they don't. It takes time of consistently doing the right thing to see the results.
Well, I thought as long as we're in the store, you might as well say hello to Santa Claus.
Why?
When you talk to him, you might feel differently about him.
Oh, she's so skeptical. She's great. She's nailing this role.
Oh, you don't believe that, do you?
Mm-mm. You see, my mother's Mrs. Walker, the lady who hired you.
Oh, go ahead. Pull it.
Don't crowd. You have all day to see Santa Claus. Now, children, behave. This way, please.
Oh, Mama's mad.
Now, what would you like me to bring you for Christmas?
Nothing, thank you. Whatever I want, my mother will get for me. If it's sensible and doesn't cost too much, of course. Hello, Mother.
A child who understands fiscal responsibility. I guess.
He's a nice old man, Mother, and those whiskers are real, too.
Yes, dear. Many men have long beards like that. I tell her Santa Claus is a myth, and you bring her down here, and she sees hundreds of gullible children. This sets up a very harmful mental conflict within her. They keep waiting for Prince Charming to come along. When he does, he turns out to be a...
We were talking about Susie, not about you.
Ooh. I appreciate someone who's willing to kind of call you out when you're off base.
Well, young lady, and what's your name?
I'm sorry she doesn't speak English. She's Dutch. We've adopted her. I told her you wouldn't be able to speak to her, but when she saw you in the parade yesterday, she said you were Santa Claus.
Hello. Ik ben blij dat je gekomen bent.
I knew it.
Oh, Ben Santa Claus.
Zeg maar wat je zou willen hebben, Ben Sinterklaas.
Niks. Ik heb van alles.
It's a great moment.
You said you wanted to see me, Mrs. Walker.
Come right in.
Hello.
Oh no, this isn't gonna go well. You should have talked to him first. Oh.
Would you please tell her that you're not really Santa Claus? That there actually is no such person?
Oh,
Well,
no.
I'm sorry to disagree with you, Mrs. Walker, but not only is there such a person, but here I am to prove it.
May I have this gentleman's employment card, please?
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Gonna say Kris Kringle. Yep. He put the reindeer as next of kin? Stop it.
He kept talking all
I'm sorry, but we're going to have to make a change.
Change?
Well, yes.
Mr. Macy wants to see you immediately.
You sit down and I'll be right back and sign your pay voucher.
I've just been telling these gentlemen of the new policy you and Mr. Shellhammer initiated. Imagine Macy's Santa Claus sending customers to Gimbel's. Oh, but gentlemen, you cannot argue with success. Never in my entire career have I seen such a tremendous and immediate response to a merchandising policy.
Yeah, it would never be that fast. It's great though.
Not only will our Santa Claus continue in this manner, but I want every salesperson in this store to do precisely the same thing.
I fired him.
Who?
Santa Claus.
What?
He's crazy. He thinks he is Santa Claus. He's insane, I tell you. We'll just have to hire somebody else and have him do the same thing.
No, you heard what Mr. Macy said. We've got to keep him. Maybe he's only a little crazy, like painters or composers or some of those men in Washington. We can't be sure until he's been examined.
You see, Mrs. Walker, this is quite an opportunity for me. For the past 50 years or so, I've been getting more and more worried about Christmas. If I can win you over, there's still hope. If not, then I guess I'm through.
Oh, Mr. Kringle,
Yeah?
the first thing in the morning, would you report to Mr. Sawyer's office? Oh, we do it with all our employees.
No, you don't.
Mental examination? Never failed one yet. Know them by heart.
How much 3 times 5?
Oh, you asked me that before. You'll find the answer right there at the bottom of the...
I'm conducting this examination.
He's rude.
You're rather nervous, aren't you, Mr. Sawyer? Do you get enough sleep?
Why? Personal habits are of no concern to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes the cause of nervous habits like yours is not obvious. Often they're the result of an insecurity.
That will be all, Mr. Kringle.
Thank you.
Let me go out that way. After giving this man a comprehensive examination, it's my considered opinion he should be dismissed immediately.
Really?
I don't think there's any doubt about it. He should be placed in a mental institution.
No.
I don't agree, Mr. Sawyer. His is a delusion for good. He only wants to be friendly and helpful.
That's what I feel, too.
I've found from experience that when a fixed delusion is challenged, the deluded is apt to become violent.
If you tell Chris there is no Santa Claus, I grant you he'll argue the point, but he'll not become violent.
His whole manner suggests aggressiveness.
The doctor was far more aggressive than the old man was.
There must be someone here at the store who could rent a room out to him. Then they could both ride to and from work together.
That'd solve everything. If someone was within, they could steer him away from any trouble.
Do you know what the imagination is?
Oh, sure. That's when you see things, but they're not really there.
It's the source of creativity.
Now, you've heard of the French nation, the British nation. Well, this is the imagination. It's a wonderful place.
I've actually never heard it compared to a country.
How would you like to be the Statue of Liberty in the morning, and in the afternoon fly south with a flock of geese?
She's on board. Aww.
That's right. Talk to the other monkeys.
What's going on here?
Oh, we're just having our first lesson in pretending. Oh, doing quite well at it, too.
Mrs. Walker just happened to mention that they're looking for a room for you here in town.
That's right.
He's gonna volunteer.
If you'd like to move in with me, I'd be almost too happy to have you.
Well, that's awfully nice of you.
You could ride to and from work every day with Mrs. Walker and...
He's solving all the problems.
But there must be something you want for Christmas, something you haven't even told your mother about, eh? Oh, come on now.
What is it?
That's what I want for Christmas.
That's a
If
tall
you're really
order.
Santa Claus, you can get it for me.
It's awful big for a little girl like you. What could you possibly do with a house like this?
Live in it with my mother. I want a backyard with a great big tree to put a swing on and...
Oh. She wants a childhood.
It's a tall order, but I'll do my best.
Is she going to bed with gum in her mouth? That feels slightly dangerous, right? Oh, good. Okay.
No, I think you're right about Mrs. Walker. A little more effort on your part, and she might crawl out of that shell. Take her out to dinner, the theater.
Would she even like theater? It's pretty imaginative.
Does Santa Claus sleep with his whiskers outside or in?
Always sleep with them out.
What does that mean? Oh, like with the blanket? Is that a thing? Do people cover their beard with the blanket? I don't know. I can't grow a beard. It's fine. Like, this is the best I can do. Oh, sorry. My bad. What a whimsical arrangement of the song.
Every shopper in New York City suddenly thinks of Macy as a benevolent soul. And what does that make Gimble? Nothing but a profiteering money grubber. From now on, if we haven't got what the customer wants, send him back to Macy's. And what's more, we'll do the same thing in our stores in Philadelphia, Milwaukee, and Pittsburgh.
Ooh. Christmas spirit is spreading. This is called pseudo-generosity. Generosity in hopes of profit in return. Oh, this is nice.
Now we'll take some at my store. Just a minute. I have something I'd like to give our friend here.
The competition of generosity.
Ooh, that's very kind of you.
He's like sneaking a peek.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing.
No, something's the matter.
Something is wrong.
Remember I was telling you how I like to play Santa Claus over at the Y on Christmas, and... Well, I was telling that to Mr. Sawyer, see, and... Well, he says that's very bad. Guys who dress up like Santa Claus, see, and give presents away, do it because when they was young, they must have did something bad. It's what he calls a guilt complex.
Could be true, but not necessarily. Some people are kind and generous and enjoy giving. Watching kids' faces light up.
It's a lot of rubbish, Alfred. Don't listen to it.
Oh, he knows what he's talking about. He's been studying that stuff for a long time.
Anything else?
No. Oh, just that I hate my father. I didn't know it, but he says I do.
Oh, come on now.
Excuse me, Alfred. A few things have just come into my head, and I'm going to say them.
He's gonna fix it. I am a big fan of counseling. I think it can be very helpful. If you need help, get counseling. That being said, don't go to a psychiatrist like this guy, because he's the worst.
Are you a licensed psychiatrist?
What business is it of yours?
Your job here, I understand, is to give intelligence tests. Passing yourself off as a psychologist. You ought to be horsewhipped. Either you stop analyzing Alfred, or I go straight to Mr. Macy and tell him what a malicious, contemptible fraud you are.
Get out before I have you thrown out.
Well, he's gonna play it up as worse than it is.
Sawyer,
Sawyer, are you all right?
look at that bump.
Yeah, that was not the right way to handle it. Although part of me was rooting for it.
The moment I mentioned Santa Claus, the moment I attacked his delusion, you became violent. I told you had latent maniacal
Well, now
tendencies.
you're just lying.
I think this proves...
His reason for hitting you actually is pretty solid. Still wrong, but don't lie about it.
You must admit this is rather serious. Perhaps we better get a competent psychiatrist.
But he's taken dozens of those examinations and passed them all 100%.
Well, in view of this, it's possible his condition has changed.
It can't be the first time somebody's hit him.
This is going to hurt Chris very deeply, and I don't want to be the one to do it.
If he sees me or you mention psychiatrist, it's more or less attacking his delusion again. He's apt to become violent.
Mr. Kringle.
Yep?
Mrs. Walker wanted me to tell you that we're going to take some publicity pictures this afternoon down at the City Hall.
It's a setup. Why is the psychiatrist like so trying to undermine the Santa so strongly?
Where to? Bellevue.
Bellevue. Did she know about this?
Yes. We all discussed it.
Hello, Chris.
Those robes look pretty comfy though.
You deliberately failed that examination, didn't you?
I had a feeling Doris was beginning to believe in me. And now I find out she was only just humoring me all the time.
She didn't know anything about the taking pictures with the mayor. That was Sawyer's idea. What happens to you matters to a lot of other people. People like me who believe in what you stand for.
It's good advice for all of us. We tend to think of ourselves as islands, which is easy to do in 2021, but we're not islands. What we do does affect other people.
Let's get out of here.
Now, wait
Yeah.
a minute. You were forgetting you flunked your examination, but good.
But you'll get me out of this. You'll think of something.
It's not going to be easy, Chris.
I love that they just made Jingle Bells the theme of this movie, and they just keep playing it with different arrangements in different ways. It's really cool.
Why don't you go and see the doc? Take a few weeks off. Why should I? Because this Kringle case is dynamite. Let some judge handle it that isn't coming up for re-election.
I'm an honest man, and nobody's going to hold it against me for doing my duty as I see it.
The timing of grandkids, that's beautiful.
Now, how about a great big kiss for Grandpa,
They're already mad.
See what I mean?
That guy seems kind of familiar with the cigar. I'm not sure why.
Mr. Kringle, will you take the stand?
Good morning, Your Honor.
This is a hearing, not a trial. You don't have to answer any questions against your wishes or even testify at all.
I'll be glad to answer any questions I can.
Everything is political. He's trying to keep things moving.
Where do you live?
That's what this hearing will decide.
Oh, that's a great retort.
You believe that you're Santa Claus?
Of course.
State rest, Your Honor.
Oh, he just like, we rest.
Well, Mr. Gailey, do you wish to cross-examine the witness? I believe he was employed to play Santa Claus. Perhaps he didn't understand the question correctly.
Oh, I understood the question perfectly, Your Honor.
I love it.
In view of this statement, do you still wish to put in a defense, young man?
I do, Your Honor.
Anyone who thinks he's Santa Claus is not sane.
Not necessarily. If he is the person he believes himself to be, just as you are, then he's just as sane. I intend to prove that Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
Yes! Let's do it. This just turned into a wild public ride.
You're not serious about this.
Of course I am.
But you can't possibly prove that he's Santa Claus.
Why not?
What about your bosses, Hayslip and Mackenzie and the rest of them? What do they say?
Either I drop this impossible case immediately, or they will drop me. I beat to it. I quit.
Fred, you didn't.
Wow, he's so committed to this.
Promise you, if you believe in me and have faith in me, everything will...
Oh, she doesn't.
You don't have any faith in me, do you?
Ooh.
It's not a question of faith, it's just common sense.
Don't you see, it's not just Chris that's on trial, it's everything he stands for. It's
Oh,
kindness
Fred.
and joy and love and all the other intangibles.
Oh, those lovely intangibles of yours are attractive but not worth very much.
Someday you're going to find out that your way of facing this realistic world just doesn't work. You'll discover they're the only things that are worthwhile.
Definitely two different worldviews.
Mr. Macy, if you recognize the gentleman seated there, will you tell us who he is?
Chris Kringle.
Your employee, is he not?
Yes.
You're under oath. Do you really believe that this man is Santa Claus?
I do.
Wow. He's standing by him.
Psychologist. Where'd you graduate from? A correspondence school? You're fired.
Wow. Really standing by him.
Your Honor, we request an immediate ruling from this court. Is there or is there not a Santa Claus?
Feels like a lose-lose situation for these guys.
The question of Santa Claus seems to be largely a matter of opinion. Many people firmly believe in him. The tradition of American justice demands a broad and unprejudiced view of such a controversial matter. This court therefore intends to keep an open mind.
He's crazy too. I therefore request that Mr. Gailey now submit authoritative proof.
Points well taken, Mr. Mara.
I ask for an adjournment until tomorrow.
The court stands adjourned till tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. Well, I guess that's that.
There's a way, Alfred. There's got to be.
Aw. Yes, that's the attitude we're looking for here.
Well, it's hard to explain. You see, they're having, well, sort of a trial about him. Just because he says he's Santa Claus.
But I've got a feeling he is Santa Claus, Mother.
Some people don't believe that. I think perhaps you're right, Susie. I'm sure he misses you and...
Then I'm going to write him a letter right now and cheer him up.
I love the typos. Aw, what a nice letter. Dun, dun, dun. That's so sweet. Good job, Darcy.
Here's a kid writes, Chris Kringle, New York County Courthouse. Did you read that?
The kid's right. They got him on trial down there.
Hey, Lou, how many Santa Claus letters we got down at the dead letter office?
I don't know. There must be about 50,000 of them.
It'd be kind of nice to get rid of them, wouldn't it, huh?
Yeah, but...
Why don't you get a couple of trucks up here, big ones, right away. Load them with all that Santa Claus mail and deliver it to Mr. Kringle down at the courthouse.
I mean, it's gonna make it harder for that one to stand out and get received, but that's a fun idea. Oh, it didn't make it harder. He got it. That's great.
I've tried every way to get some competent authority.
This is worth more to me than all the governors and mayors in the world.
The defense has yet to offer one concrete piece of evidence to substantiate this preposterous claim. I ask that you sign the commitment papers without further delay.
Mr. Gailey, have you anything further to offer?
The Post Office Department was created by the Second Continental Congress on July 26, 1776.
Your Honor, the state of New York is second to none in its admiration of the Post Office Department. It is efficient, authoritative, and prosperous. We are very happy to concede Mr. Gailey's claims.
Uh-oh.
I have here 3 letters. They're addressed simply Santa Claus. Yet these letters have just now been delivered to Mr. Kringle by bona fide employees of the post office.
3 letters, Your Honor, are hardly positive proof.
I have further exhibits, Your Honor, but I hesitate to produce them.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be very happy to see them.
Yes, yes. Produce them, Mr. Gailey. Put them here on the desk.
Let's do it. The man has spoken. That is official ruling. How many men? How many bags? I counted 21 bags. I may have lost count. I wonder if that actually equals 50,000 pieces of material.
Therefore, the Post Office Department, a branch of the federal government, recognizes this man, Kris Kringle, to be the one and only Santa Claus.
Since the United States government declares this man to be Santa Claus, this court will not dispute it. Case dismissed.
Really? That's awesome. Airtight case. Very exciting.
I got your note. It made me very happy.
Me too.
I'm so glad. Would you like to come to dinner tonight?
Tonight? I can't. It's Christmas Eve.
Of
I
course.
forgot. But there are lots of presents there for you, darling.
Not the one I wanted.
I'm sorry, Susie. I tried my best, but
You couldn't get it because you're not Santa Claus, that's why. You're just a nice old man with whiskers, like my mother said.
You must have faith in him.
But he didn't get me the... That doesn't make sense, Mommy.
What a turnaround.
May I drive you home?
Thank you.
now, if you'll go this way, you'll miss a lot of traffic. I've written it all down.
I believe. It's silly, but I believe.
Thanks, Chris. That'll be fine. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
I believe. Stop, Uncle Fred! Stop! Mommy told me if things don't turn out just the way you want them to the first time, you still got to believe. And I kept believing, and you were right, Mommy. Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
You told her that? The sign outside said it's for sale. We can't let her down.
Aw.
I never really doubted you.
I'd take a little old man and legally prove to the world that he's Santa Claus. Now, you know that...
Can't be. It must have been left here by the people that moved out.
I don't know.
Maybe I didn't do such a wonderful thing after all.
Well, I don't know if I believe in Santa Claus, but I definitely enjoyed watching Miracle on 34th Street. I can see why it might be considered a true Christmas classic. In the true sense of the word, this is a Christmas movie that leaves you feeling uplifted, inspired, optimistic, full of hope. Well, I just finished watching Miracle on 34th Street for the first time, and I really enjoyed the experience of watching that for the first time. I hope you enjoyed the experience of watching it with me. I really don't have anything to add to what I said immediately after the movie played as the credits were rolling. So please, if you enjoyed this, give this video a like, subscribe for more like it, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.